Cabin is open, and before we go home, I have one last question. What is the story behind all the carvings on the front of the cabin?
Well, this was the stories, the characters deal with a number of different things. So there's a dragon, and his name is Fafnir, and this the bad guy is Reganin, and on the other side of the door there's Sigurd, and he had a magical sword. He had a magical sword, and this magical sword was broken, and that's why when you look at the sword, you see where it's broken there around the middle, and the whole thing centers around the slave, the otter, and you can see the otter actually being slain right there. And Fafnir was the horrible dragon that they had to slay. So that's now. I just want to whet your appetite there, and now you can actually look that up, and it'll tell you the whole story.
It's amazing. You carved these.
Yes.
How long ago did you carve these?
Oh, I guess that was about 30 years ago.
30 years?
About 30 years ago.
And was that? Did you have to carve these before you moved into the cabin as your sort of workshop, or?
Well, Spencer, he commissioned me to do the dragons because the original dragons that were up there were not, they were broken. They were in very bad shape, and parts of them missing and so forth. And so I looked up the story, and there was just the dragons, but I decided I wanted to get the whole story up there, and so that's why I came up with Reganin and Sigurd, all the characters and the story. Then once I had that story in form, Spencer initially wanted me to paint them in different colors. Apparently the original dragon was painted in different colors.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to paint them. So I didn't want to paint them, and so I told Spencer, I told him I didn't think it was a good idea. And he says, "Now, Dorsey, I'm paying you to get these dragons up there, and I want to." And so I thought about it. I said, "Okay, all right." I didn't want to lose the commission. I didn't want to piss him off. So I said, "Okay." So I came back over here. I went. There was a little hardware store not too far away. I got the paints and so forth, and all the paints, different colors that I needed, and I brought it back here and so forth, and I had the dragons. The dragons were not installed at that point. They were laying out on the floor in there, and I had the paints there in my hand, and I stared at them for a while, the dragons, and I figured, no, I'm not going to paint them. I'm going to take them home. I'm not going to paint. So I put the paints down, and then I saw Spencer and one of the gardeners coming over. And I said, okay, here it comes. So I brought them outside, and I set, the dragons out like this on the ground. And I'm standing here in the door waiting for him. I knew what I was going to say, and I'm going to just show him how pissed off I was and so forth. And I'm not going to paint the dragons, and you can do what you want with your money. And so I stood right here in the door. Spencer came over, and he stopped right there. And his gardener stopped right there, right next to his side. And he stood there for a long time. I'm waiting for him to come on. And he comes over and he says, Dorsey, you're right. They shouldn't be painted. And I went, ooh. So that's part of the story of the cabin as well,
That's great.